All right. Welcome back, fellas. We are on to
And,
another Sunday noon game. Eagles at Falcons. Falcons are favored by 3. Brad, what do you got on this one?
Oof.
Yeah, that explains. That sums the whole game up.
You got to take the Falcons, I guess. I don't know. I'll take the -3 at -115. Matt Ryan, he's a vet, right?
I want to
I
know,
don't know.
the dickhead that got paid to make this line. You know what I mean? Like the mathematician that usually comes up with creative lines. It's like, fuck,
I think it's as simple as Atlanta's at home and they get the 3 points
Right.
because they're at home.
Just for they're at home.
Yeah.
What do you feel, Matt?
I got the over 48. Again, going back, neither of these defenses are special.
Yeah.
Atlanta, I know, can put up points. The Eagles, I'm just expecting them to make enough plays to have the score jump a bit in this one. So over 48, that's not a high total.
So
No.
Let's
so
say
Jalen Hurts is starting, correct?
for sure. Yeah.
Who's their backup? Like if he gets hurt or if he
I
throws
can't even
3
name
picks?
No idea.
I do
Yep.
know. Joe motherfucking Flacco.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Dude, can you imagine that
Start him.
poor kid? That poor rookie. Jalen Hurts, I guess, is a sophomore now, right? But
Yeah, this is his second year.
damn, man, that's just
The Eagles they traded for Gardner Minshew in the past couple days.
That's
they're
right.
feeling
That's
it.
right. That's
so
good
Minshew
call.
will back up.
So they got Uncle Rico, Uncle Flacco,
Mhm.
and Hurtsy.
Yeah.
I actually root for Jalen Hurts, man. I
Yep.
thought he kind of got screwed over at Bama when they got the Tula Galavaloa
Mhm.
and the violin guy.
Nailed it.
And so I was like, that was kind of lame, man. I'm not gonna lie. But then he went to OU and won a Heisman or whatever, and
Mhm.
proved himself. And if you go to OU and play like that, so Matt, you said you had who in that one?
I'm taking the over 48.
48.
Yeah.
I just am gonna go plus 145 Eagles just
Take
because
the
I
money
root
line.
for Hurts a little bit too. I think he
Not a
kinda
bad call.
kind of got blackballed by Bama. And I mean, and no college quarterback, whatever that gets drafted is going to come and be like, yeah, it sucked. I had to go to Bama and then OU. It was terrible.
Right.
Man.
Yeah. Well,
but
he's kind
the
of
reason he went to OU was obvious. And then I think they probably lost in the Final Four to Bama at some point, right? I don't know if they
Well,
played in that college playoff, but
Jalen has kind of proven the doubters wrong before, where Bama doubted him and he overcame it.
exactly. That's
And
why.
now the Eagles are kind of doubting him in a way by trading for Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
So maybe this is where, he finds something within
To,
to
like,
just come
build
out
off.
and get off to a good start.
I root for
Yeah.
that kid, man.
So-
That Bama thing was lame.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let's move on. This is a pretty exciting one. Seahawks at Colts. You got the Seahawks on the road, favored by 2.5. Jimmy, start us off.
Preposterous. Absolutely bogus.
You think the line's
Take
too
the
low?
Colts, put your fucking yearly earning on the Colts.
Really?
Plus
Wow.
145. Are you kidding me? Those Seahawks don't know how to play smash mouth football right now, dude. And Indy does. People still think of Indy as some throwing it around the fucking pond and having a good old fashioned. No, fuck that. They're gonna run it down your throat, and they got a
Oh,
defense
yeah.
that's gonna back it up.
In Wentz we trust, right?
Not in Wentz we trust, and that O line we trust. Fuck, dude. Look what Kurt Warner did. Look behind a good O line, man. Fuck that. It doesn't matter, dude. They're gonna be.
Is
fine.
their best lineman gonna be healthy week 1 though? Quentin Nelson? Is he
I
even
don't
gonna
know
play?
one of their O linemen. I know the
I just-
shit that I've read.
I don't.
They
I was
have a
going to
good
ask the same
O-line.
question. I'd be
Are you-
surprised if the
I
Colts.
think he's behind Wentz in term because they had the same injury.
I'm
the
not
same
behind
week.
Wentz by any means. I don't back Wentz. I back the Colt. I think they're going to be a fine football team. I really like that Ellinger, the kid that came out of Texas. Like, dude, anyone, and I just think they got a good thing going, man. And
So you buy into Ellinger in the preseason, but not Wilson with the Jets.
I don't even know. You think I watched
See?
one Jets preseason game? You moron.
But you watch Sam Ellinger with the
yeah,
fucking
because I loved
Colts.
him at Texas. The kid was a stud.
Yeah,
Get
clearly.
fucked. You're
I-
telling me.
All
you're
he
telling
does is
me.
run the
You're
ball.
telling me right now, guys, the Colts plus 145 at home, week 1 against the Seahawks. That's not something you would consider.
I'd stay away from it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well then.
Yeah, because even if the Colts play well and it's a close game,
Colts are gonna
I'm
win that
taking
football
Russell
game.
Wilson to win in the fourth quarter.
the Colts are
Yeah.
going to win that
Whoever the
football game.
Colts-
There's
right.
there's just no doubt.
Yeah, we'll note this one down. This is the most confident you've been in any
Yep.
pick, and I got to
And
disagree with
Matt, I'm with you. I completely disagree.
Well, you guys,
I think you could reverse this line, and I'd still probably take Seattle.
you. Yeah, I got the Seahawks minus 2.5.
No, I don't
Is
love
what
the
I'm
over under. I think it's going to be the under.
Yeah,
49.5. That with the way these two teams like to play, unless Seattle totally goes back to letting Russ cook,
yeah,
it's going to be a
Russ
fucking
is gonna
slog
get
fest.
cooked.
yeah. Carroll almost coaches it to be a one-score game in the fourth
Yeah,
quarter. He
I
never
know.
really.
yeah, I know. And
The
then
chances
sometimes he
early.
forgets what to do on the 2-yard line when he
Yep.
has the best running back in the league.
Yeah. Conservative early and risky with 49 seconds left. Yeah.
Right.
All right.
31.
Just how you draw it up.
31 is what it was. 31 seconds. Good memory. All right. Moving on. Vikings at Bengals. Vikings on the road favored by 3. A lot of road favorites in this week
Going
one,
to
I'm
this
noticing.
game. I bought tickets 3 years ago to be
Yeah.
there.
I mean, that Bengal stadium is probably phenomenal.
Hey.
Top notch,
Vikings,
right?
Bengals, dude.
Yeah.
And you never
Burrow
get a
and Chase
matchup,
together finally. Oh,
dude.
Yeah.
It's really
I'm
just a-
still at a wait and see on the Bengals. I'm taking the Vikings minus 3 on the road because I just think Burrow isn't going to be there yet.
Is he starting?
I do
Yeah,
love
I
him. Yeah,
think
he's
he
going to
will be
play.
healthy.
I just don't know if he's going to be all the way there yet. The Bengals did put a lot of money into their defense this offseason, but again, it's another thing. It's going to take time to gel. So I'll stick with what I know in this one and just take the Vikings minus 3. Jimmy, what do you got?
Yeah, as I look at it too, on Bovada here too, it's fucking Bengals are +3, but that's even. Now that is you know what I mean? It's like, damn, that could be something.
Get 3 points.
Yeah, man. But I think, like you said, unfortunately for the Bengal fans, which they've been unfortunate for quite a while. I would go with I think I'd go with Minnesota. Hopefully for Thielen, the over would hit, but I'd go Minnesota -3 in that game also.
Okay, Brad, you got anything different? I know you're a Burrow guy.
yeah, it's just big ask week 1. I like the over. I think there's, if you're talking fantasy, I think Bengals wise, they could put up some numbers, but the game's going to be out of reach. That'll be when like Madison's running the ball.
Yeah,
For the
that's what I
Vikings.
just thought.
You know what I
was
mean?
like,
So
who's gonna
I
do
think
it?
47.5 could be easy because I could see the Vikings coming out and putting up 28 on them in the first half.
Yeah.
I know they put a lot of money, like you said, into the D, but we've also seen that a lot of times that money not transfer to
Well, and
production.
last year, Zimmer was so pissed. He had to be. They only won 7 games, man. The Vikings.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, dude, he's a defensive coach. He wants to
And it
get
was on
back
his
to fuck-
defense.
But
pretty much.
They had one guy that held out that was a good player for them too. I can't remember the guy's name. You guys might know it.
Daniil Hunter.
Yeah. The
That might
defensive
be
their
end.
best
Yeah.
defensive
Yes,
end.
exactly. And I heard
And they
that-
brought
so it-
back Everson Griffin as well.
So they
that-
yeah.
Another favorite.
That's where
there.
again we'll get to New England later, but yeah, that's where
Yeah.
people forget stuff like that in drafts and everything, and people that held out. You know?
All right. Last noon game. This is
God, we got a
ridiculous.
lot-
This is
we are
this is
gonna
like
get
the
an
guaranteed
Octobox.
blowout of the weekend. Tell me, neither of you guys can tell me I'm
Oh
wrong.
fuck
The
you.
49ers at the Lions.
Oh okay.
To get one of you, give me any reason the 49ers aren't going to win like 38-10. Like I don't see how there's
let's
any
just
different
go
result.
to the next game. I'll take
A total implosion with the whole 2-quarterback system. They end up just
45
fumbling
okay.
the ball like 3 times at the goal
looking
line.
at it. I'll
And
take the
Detroit
over of
just-
45. Let's move on. Or Brad, go to you. We don't
Yeah,
need
no,
to
I'm
talk about
I'm
that
happy
one.
to not talk anymore. I like this next matchup. I think there's a lot interesting about this first
All
one.
right. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna put a big X through the 49ers line.
That's one you can
All right.
cut from fucking red zone even. Scott, I don't
Yeah,
want to fucking
just
see
don't
it.
jump.
All right,
Don't even
we're
turn
gonna
it.
take
Don't
you to
waste
the
my time.
Lions.
Yeah.
The Niners just got on
All
the
right.
4-yard line for the 15th time in the
So
first half.
who we got
So-
first off at the 3
This
o'clock
is
game?
where Sunday really gets exciting because at 3:25 Central Time, our time,
How very
we got the
nice.
Browns here in Kansas City. Chiefs -6.5. That's a lot of respect
Yep.
for the Chiefs to be that big of favorites against a solid team like the Browns. I still went with it. Chiefs at home, win by 6.5. Chiefs win by at least a touchdown. I could see the Browns hanging in there and the Chiefs scoring a couple times late and putting this one out of reach. Jimmy, I'm sure you disagree. Tell me why the Browns are going to win.
They're not gonna win, but they're definitely not gonna lose by.
They're going to
6.
cover.
They went into that fucking stadium in the playoffs last year, and the only reason that they didn't come out with a real chance at winning the fucking football game was they got robbed on a helmet-to-helmet contact call and the fucking end zone at the pylon when Baker Mayfield dove in, or it might have been the receiver that he threw to, whatever. And remember that hit? You guys know, and it
I know
got- the
exactly
ball
what you're talking
knocked out
about.
of bounds,
Yeah,
broken
yeah.
out of bounds, turned
Say,
into a touchback, for the
touchback.
Chiefs
Yeah.
rather than them getting the ball at the 1-yard line. And that was right before halftime. It was a drive Baker put together right before halftime. I think they have all the reasons in the world. The only reason that the Cleveland won't beat the Chiefs is because they fucking get inside their own head like they did in that game and fuck it up, man. 'Cause,
So
like,
that game
was just-
staying close had nothing to do with Pat Mahomes getting hurt.
Oh, it definitely. But their D line had nothing to do with Pat Mahomes getting hurt.
I mean, they ran a fucking. I would blame it on
Dude, he
Andy
got his
Reid,
ass
honestly,
beat.
because
tried
they
to
ran
stand
they
up, he
ran
was
some
wobbling.
fancy option play,
He was
dude.
walking like Michael Jackson. That's Andy Reid. He's a dumbass.
Yeah,
Look at-
they
dude,
ran
in
a
the-
fancy
in the-
option. They're not going to be doing that week one.
Fine. Well, in the Super Bowl with your boy Andy Reid, Donovan McNabb was throwing up in the huddle with 3 minutes to go, and they were going down to try to tie the game.
Yeah, they gave up on that option play as soon as after that happened, and Pat
No
Mahomes was
shit.
back. They didn't
Yeah.
keep running the option in the
Yeah,
Super Bowl
no sh-
or the
They
AFC.
had no options in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? They would have killed them.
All right, Brad.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what you got to say about this game because I know you're not as hardcore anti-Chiefs as Jimmy is.
Bullshit.
No. Yeah, I'm going Chiefs money line. Chiefs are
Oh, fuck
healthy.
off.
Their O line is better than it's ever been. I know Cleveland, you got Clowney and Miles Garrett, but there's no way Kansas City loses. I think everybody always hypes up that Cleveland offense, but they don't ask Baker to do shit. And he really doesn't make any big time throws. It all comes down to just Nick Chubb
That
controlling
sounds
the
like
clock.
that sounds a lot like Brady early in his career. They don't ask him to do a lot, but he does it, and he does it well.
Well, at this point in his career, he would have had a Super Bowl victory, but he does not. Instead, he has a lot of State Farm commercials.
That's because they didn't throw a flag for a fucking penalty. in the end zone.
I think he's a little overrated. I think NFL has figured Baker out. I think he's physically limited.
Yeah, he needs everything in place around him. He did look a lot better last year. I don't see the Browns going into Arrowhead week one and getting
No,
a
I
win.
think- Stay within
I'm not
6.5.
confident enough to take the 6.5, but I do see
Yeah, so you're just keeping it
Mahomes
simple.
doing an annoying 2.5-minute drive, taking them down to the 14, and Butker kicks it in from the left hash,
Yeah.
to
I
win
think-
by 2.
I think the Chiefs, because they have such a good offense, people want to assume their defense is bad. That's not a bad
I don't
defensive
assume it.
unit over there.
No,
It really
I,
isn't.
dude, Spagnola's great. I mean, I get it. I'm not an idiot, but they've also been got. I mean, the Bucks got him a bunch in the Super Bowl, and if you don't think for a second people are going to take that film,
Yeah.
figure
I mean-
out what the Bucks did, and use it this year.
It took a while for the Bucks to get him though, because they had the ball the whole first half, and it really did take him up until that play at the end of the first half where Antonio Brown got a late touchdown. They hadn't done much offensively in
in
the
and
first half.
The in
Yeah,
and out
One where
yeah,
he
Yeah.
turned around,
Yeah.
and he caught it.
Matthew on his back and just caught
Right.
a nice low one into his
Yeah.
stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like the Bucks were lighting him up that day. They just
I'm
had the
just-
ball
well,
the whole
whatever.
game.
I fucking hate Kansas City.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
gonna be a-
Yeah, we know. All right.
They're
So
not going to lose by more than 6.5.
Let's talk 12 weeks in when Tyreek's hurt, and the line's banged up. But right now, when they're healthy, they're
Yeah.
dangerous.
Bullshit.
I mean, I don't want to assume anybody's going to get hurt. Let's move on to another good 4:00 game. Dolphins Pats. Pats with a rookie quarterback, 3-point favorites at home. What do you guys think about this line before you even make picks? You think it's fair for the Pats to have a rookie quarterback and get the respect of being favorites at home?
I mean, I love this line. If I'm a
Dolphins?
Miami fan, I'll take
Yeah.
spread and over. I'll take all three.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Brad, you dive a little bit deeper. What do you got for this game?
Tua's finally healthy. You brought up it's Mac Jones. I have a lot of respect for a guy coming out of Alabama that actually took the job kind of from Tua at one point. He showed he has the skill to be an NFL starter. It's just a big ask against a pretty nasty Miami defense. There's a lot of talent in that secondary. And I don't think just because they signed 2 free agent tight ends in Henry, who was it? Henry and John
Hunter Henry. Yep.
It's like, I
Yep.
don't think that's gonna, all of a sudden magically change their offense.
Yeah. Like they made a bunch of additions for their talent on offense, but none of them really excite me very much.
Well, and the receiving core still sucks.
Yeah. They got the third wide receiver from the Raiders. They got the third wide
Right.
receiver, Kendrick Bourne from the 49ers. None of those dudes really change your offense that much.
Nelson Aguilar, I think, is
They're
part of
gonna-
the mix. Like,
Yeah. They're going to be dependent on running the ball. And if they can't run the ball, they're not really going to put up very many points. That's the way I see it. I don't see Mac Jones lighting the world on fire this year. That being said, I do really like the Pats defense, and I'm taking the Pats -3. I trust Belichick. I think Belichick is angry and sour. He saw Brady win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I
I could see the Pats getting off to a good start this year, despite even if Mac Jones starts slow, it might not hurt them from winning most of their
well, and the
games
fact they're
early
in
the
New
season.
England, I think, also bodes with your pick a little too.
Yeah. So, Brad, where did you end up? Because you seemed like you liked the
I
Dolphins.
like Miami. Yeah,
You're just
I
taking.
would have gone plus. I think they're going to win by 3. I think they're going to win by more than people think.
I mean,
Tua
Dolphins
wasn't
money
healthy
line.
last. I'll take the
Dolphins.
spread. I'll take
They'll
plus
just
3.
take Dolphins and the points.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you
I
got
think-
anything
I
different?
think Jalen Waddle's going to surprise people.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, if you're gonna do it on that game, yeah, I would say New England on Bovada is -3 is even. I think I'd go with that bet because it is a revenge game. You got to remember too, with Flores coming back down there or back up there. That's
Right.
That's the the defensive coach for Patriots for a while. When the dude who was the guy that went to the Lions?
Patricia.
Patricia.
Belichick usually lights his ex-assistant coaches up when they end up
Yeah,
facing
yeah.
off after they go elsewhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Josh
Mangini, all that.
McDaniels got Belichick once,
the
but other
Broncos.
than
He
that,
was the
With the
first.
other than
Broncos,
that, I don't
dude.
remember it happening.
Denver
very many
beat them in
times.
overtime, and after it, Bill Belichick's he had his football life, and they show the meeting, and it's McDaniels and all the coordinators. He goes, "Have the ball to win the game twice, and you fumble the fucking ball 3 goddamn times." He's like, "How do you fumble the fucking football 3 times?" And the coaches are like, "Yeah, I'm gone." Yeah, but yeah, I'd go. That's a tight one. Yeah,
Take the Pats by 3 at
Yeah.
home.
pass by 3 at home.
Right on. All right. Let's get along to another game here. Jimmy, let's stay right with you. We got Broncos at
This
Giants.
snooze fest.
Huh?
2 terrible quarterbacks facing off late in the afternoon on
Yeah.
Sunday. Jimmy, how confident you are in the Broncos to go in and get a W there?
Against the Giants? I mean,
Good
if I-
defense. The Giants do have a good defense.
Yeah, well, so do we. That's why I'm not tripping on it by any means. And yeah, I mean, it's saying -3.5, but I would give us -14. We're gonna kick their ass, man.
Yeah.
Teddy
We got
Bridgewater's
-3 on
gonna
my
come out
bookie.
and play, man, and Dude, our receiver, man, we got Sutton back. I really think we're going to be a good football team. Our defense, we've never had Chubb and Miller together, ever. They always got hurt, man. So I don't know any reason why. The only reason we won't beat them by 3 is because I'm a fan of the fucking Broncos. And like when I remember rooting for the Rams, and Brad, you can agree with this. There'd be those games where we played a shitty team, and it's like, how are we not winning this fucking game right now? So you know what I'm saying? Like with the Buccaneers when they're
Right.
crappy. You're playing a crappy team, and you're like, this should not be hard.
Yeah,
And then you watch
but
it.
your fandom makes
It
you forget
overrides.
that you're also a
Yeah.
crappy team.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
dude. You're like, how are we?
Yeah,
not
you're like,
better?
oh, we're playing like
Exactly.
years ago it would be like the Redskins. We're playing the Redskins this Sunday. This should be an easy win. And then
Dude.
Kirk Cousins comes back from like 21 points and beats our ass. I'm like, how the fuck
I
You like
remember.
that?
that shitty
I remember a game with Brad vividly, like not, but we were like, we had hung out at the time, and we were like texting during the game, dude. It was when they had that Kelly dude with the dreads, some dude with the
Okay.
running back,
All right.
something Kelly.
yeah. I'm not thinking of
Yeah, and dude, but they beat the Rams, and they had like, fucking, like I don't even remember who the quarterback was. You know what I mean? And you're like, how? And then the Rams go off sides on like 30-10 or whatever, and lose the game, and you're like, that's how we
Yeah.
suck too. Yeah.
yeah. So you
But-
like the Broncos. That's not
Long
a
story
surprise.
short, Broncos, man. I mean, if you guys disagree with that, I think you're fucking nuts.
I'll take it first here. I'm going with the under this game because this is a matchup I could
Oh,
see
you
being like
bastard.
3-0 at halftime. I could
was
see
gonna-
this game being
yep.
3-0 at halftime. You know, I could just see it being that game where nobody's scoring. It's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out,
Dude.
3 and out.
We got the greatest
And
show on
Two
earth.
very yeah.
It's not like anybody's going to catch fire and score a bunch of points in the second half. So I'm just sticking with the under 41.5.
41, dude. Can
The
you
under
believe
is
that?
low for a reason, though. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have 42, but either
You
way,
have
that was what I was gonna take as well. Because I
Yeah.
feel like this is just two very boring offenses
Huh?
and two solid defenses.
I can't
It's
wait,
just-
dude. I can't wait.
Yeah. I-
Boring offense. Go have Lamar run into
Jimmy,
a
I'm just-
linebacker.
I'm setting the odds on this one, but Teddy Bridgewater over or under 200 passing yards?
Over. Definitely
Over. Easy over?
Easy. I'd go 250 would be a closer over under gauge.
I think
I think
that's
they're
just,
gonna have a big
Wow.
day, man. I really do. I think they're gonna have a big day. I
yeah.
think they're good, man. Maybe
Okay.
100.
Okay. Well, this is the one that I'm sure we're going to come back and talk about a lot. you
I
know?
hope you're right. I think Joe Judge is a pretty good coach up
I
there
think
with
they
the
have
Giants.
a really good.
I think
Yeah, well,
you're lucky. I mean, Saquon's not fully healthy, but
I
40
ain't worried about, dude. I'm not worried about the defense.
We
Trying
got
to put a 50 on them.
We
until you have
got-
to tackle somebody and get hurt.
one more 3:00 game here. Packers at Saints. I thought this was the Sunday night game, but I was reading the
Oh,
timestamps.
that is a good
backwards.
game.
Yeah.
Packers Saints. Packers on the road
It'll
are
be
4.5
interesting.
4.5 point favorites on the road. They're not really on the road. They do have to travel to Jacksonville, but they're not going to have to play in front of a ton of Saints fans. They're
Right.
not going to be in the Superdome where it gets really chaotic. This is where you guys get to point at me and tell me I'm stupid because I'm taking the Saints money line just because I want to back Jameis in his first start with another team.
I could have understood the over, but
Yeah,
fucking money line.
Jameis, baby, let's get it. All right, so I'm going to keep it as simple as that. It's a homer
actually
pick
love
because
that.
I love Jameis. But Jimmy,
Well,
are you thinking somewhere the same?
Well, it makes
Go out
total
on a limb?
sense with I'll say this, like it makes total sense because like with the idea of having Peyton, he worked with Gruden. We've heard those stories when they kind of worked for the Packers together coming up and on Gruden's football
Mhm.
life and shit. They talk about it, knowing
Yep.
each other and all that shit. And I think you're out of your freaking mind. Aaron Rodgers is going to throw 7 touchdown passes. He is going to shred that wannabe defense until that idiot realizes, and the over is going to hit in the first quarter, I think, because there's no fucking way Aaron Rodgers is coming back and not throwing 3 touchdown passes his first game. We all know that. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Like,
But Jameis might throw 5.
and he
with
might.
3 picks to
I'm
top
not-
it off.
8 picks for
I'm-
6. And there's my 50, dude. It's
I'm
over.
not disagreeing that Rodgers is going to throw 3, but I think the Saints offense is a complete clusterfuck.
I disagree,
I'm
dude.
I'm
I think,
taking the under.
I
I'm
think
taking the under in
Kamara-
this game.
oh, that's
You don't think the Saints are going to be able to score on the Packers?
I
Because the
don't
Packers
think-
do have
I
a
don't-
solid defense.
Their defense
That's
isn't terrible,
crazy.
and I understand
dude, Kamara is a monster.
I understand he's one of the best players in the league, but if you have somebody spying on him every single play, he can only do so much. They have no one at receiver. So until they have somebody that can prove me wrong at receiver, I don't think they score more than 2 touchdowns.
All right, fair. And I'm going to go back. Who did they have at receiver when Breeze won his first Super Bowl? And I'm not being a dick. I'm trying to.
Marquis Colston.
Colston. Yeah, that's the one.
Uh,
guy.
who was the
Perennial, like
second
100
guy?
catch,
I
1,000-yard guy.
I'm saying
Yeah.
who else? I'm asking.
I'm
though.
trying to
It's like-
remember the second guy, and
fuck.
it's
All
not
right.
coming.
I proved
to mind.
myself wrong because they had Jeremy Shockey at tight end too. So how about them?
But that wasn't
Well,
Jeremy Shockey's heyday.
Breeze
Like,
has
he
always
wasn't
proven all he
lighting
needs
it
is
up.
one guy. Peyton
It was-
has proven he only needs one stud
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
and he can work off of that.
It was Pierre
still
Thomas,
have
the
Ted
running
Ginn?
back.
No, but I am.
No.
Their offense. will
They
be
had Reggie
exciting.
Bush too.
Their offense will be exciting, like weeks future. I think. You know what I mean? As they start like getting comfortable with Jameis and stuff, but
Who is
Yeah.
their number 1 receiver right now?
You know what?
believe
Bet-
it's Marquez
Callaway
Callaway,
for
and
sure.
then the next one would be Traquan Smith. So
Man.
that's
Yeah.
kind of the issue. I
You
mean,
don't think that Peyton's the kind of guy though that can develop plays for those guys with an
He-
arm
he-
like Jameis? Like Jameis can sling it, man.
he can, but
And they're
He-
gonna
he-
have all that bullshit with
you know,
with
back in the-
Taysom Hill. He's still gonna come in.
yeah, unfortunately, he
You know what? As we're
built himself
talking
to
about
be a
this,
quarterback, and now he's not this big. Now he's like skinnier. He's not such the power runner and whatnot now.
as we're talking about this game, I've watched it so much Jameis, what I think is going to end up happening. Jameis is going to scramble and tuck the ball and run a lot. And the props aren't available for this game on my bookie right now, but I would just
It's gonna be
take
like
if
18 and a
Jameis's
half.
rushing yards is like,
gonna
yeah,
be 18
18 and a half. That's probably a good line to set it at. I'll take the over because Jameis is going to have a couple goofy
Just running for his life.
because he doesn't hesitate if he doesn't have nothing there, he'll wobble his legs. He fucking runs like
Yeah,
a damn
but
penguin or
That's the
something.
game during the
But-
Broncos game.
Well,
too.
and maybe that's
Yeah.
what Peyton has taught him up too. It's like, hey, if you're not seeing the first or second read, just get your big ass moving forward for a few yards.
Yeah. So and he might fumble. Dick Stockton could say he fumbles even if
You
he
know,
didn't.
you never know what James.
He picks it back up and he's
Yeah.
running.
God.
All right.
Ugh.
So that gets us through the day games on Sunday. Let's take a quick break and then we'll go a little bit deeper into these
All right.
2 primetime matchups we got.
Right.
Prime time.
Prime.
Randy.